Hi everyone and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Chetali and I'll be your host for today. I'm joined with my colleague John, who will be presenting his webinar on managing a business using Odoo applications.
Hello everyone.
John is a business advisor here at Brussels and he is in charge of the EMEA region. So if you have any questions, you can ask him directly by clicking on the link that's in the description. I think that's all we have.
Yep.
Over to you, John.
Brilliant. Let's start then. First of all, I'd like to do a first quick presentation of our company, Odoo. So as I think you can all see on my screen right now, we'll start right away. So a bit of history about Odoo. Basically, Odoo was founded in 2005 by Fabio Pinkers. It was founded in a farm, basically. We still actually own as of today, and we still work at that farm. The idea behind Odoo is really to make IT simple, okay, and to help business companies basically run their business, okay. The basic idea is we help organizations grow, okay. Our market positioning is basically where here we aim to go, okay. Let's take on this scale, we have two different important parts. First of all, the massive ERPs. Like you can see, SAP, Oracle, MS Dynamics, that are really, really good at what they do. However, it's pretty difficult to set up and to master, okay? On the other hand, you have single apps like Slack, Trello, MailChimp that are basically really easy to use. They just took a specific set of processes or even one process and just make it as simple as possible. So you can imagine them as plug and play. Odoo really tries to take what is best in both worlds. So on one hand, basically being able to manage as many processes as required for most of companies. And on the other hand, being a really nice and cool interface on which everybody could actually go and work on. So a couple key figures about Odoo. As I said, we started in 2005. As of today, we've grown pretty much. We are over 335 employees worldwide. We have several different offices, two in North America, three in Europe, one in India, and the last one in Hong Kong. We also work with partners. Okay, we have a really nice set of partners. There are 120 countries. And all in all, basically, Odoo is now valued as at 50,000 companies that use Odoo on a daily basis, which values us at over 3.7 million daily users. Some of our references, as some of you may know them, we have small companies and bigger companies as well. Bigger companies like Zultec for our friends in the Middle East, Bertrand here in Belgium, as well as NG in France, or SNCF, and HP, okay? So I think now we'll just go ahead with the overview of the demonstration. So first we'll start by going through a sales process on our great online store. Second, the in-store sale, okay, using point of sale. Order fulfillment that will go, of course, hand in hand with managing our inventory. And of course, at the end, managing our stock levels with automated procurement, okay? Oops, one step ahead. I think we'll just go and start with the demonstration now. Sorry. So here we have a basic Odoo database, with different applications that we will use during all the demonstration. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward. I have one application to discuss, one sales, website, etc., etc. So to start with our online sale, let's go first of all and check out our website. So when I arrive on my website, I arrive on an awesome dashboard that allows me to see exactly what has been done on my website during the last week. Okay, so here we can see first dashboard. This is a new database, of course, so we don't have that much data, but of course, all in all, at the end of the first quarter, you'll be able to see all of your sales and do an extract of your data to be able to do some analysis. Sorry. From here, we can go directly to our website. The website is basically a common website with eShop that is integrated in it. How to create an awesome website with Odoo? It's actually pretty simple. You just go and choose the different structure blocks that you need. Okay. For instance, here we already added some blocks. Okay. If I were to add another block, let's say a slider, I'll just go and do a drag and drop. Okay. So now I have an awesome slider on which I'll be able to add some text fields. Okay. And of course, customize, modify the background image. Okay. As easy as I put it on, I can as well take it out. Okay. Just like this and like that. Okay. To customize, of course, your background image, you can just go there. You can choose to not put any, or choose from the awesome different pictures we have here on our website standard. We can, of course, set a custom image. So I can go here and go and upload an awesome image that I have in my folder. Let's say an image of like this here. And of course, afterwards, you need to size the image properly. So here, we'll just take it this way. Of course, make sure you're able to have a good image, okay, right size. You'll be able to find all of this type of information directly on our online documentation, okay? Not too big of an image, nor too small, okay? Here's a really awesome image. We can leave it like that, okay? So, of course, the most important part after you create your layout will be to go up and create your structure, okay? So basically the text that you'll put, you can modify it easily. Go and emphasize, let's say, on specific words, okay, with, of course, an underline, or you can even go and bold, as you can see here on personality words or great stories, some specific words, okay? So this is our main page. Of course, you would like to have other pages, like a contact page, so you'll be able to easily create your contact page like this. Continue. And now I do have a new contact page. I can edit the menu, go and say, okay, I'd like this specific contact page should be actually here or there, okay? And of course, we'll do the same thing, drag building blocks and drop them there, okay? So here I could say contact us, find our number. We can, of course, change the pictogram, so it's pretty easy to do, okay? Now, of course, this is an easy part. Once you've done everything, you can actually go and check out your awesome e-commerce shop. So if we go on our e-commerce shop, okay, again, here we added some blocks. The system already took from our back end of our system all the different products that we created, okay? So we can see that here we can have our product categories. So if I click here on men, I'll be able to see men clothing or accessories, or on our women, here, women clothing, and arrive directly on this page. Of course, you can sort by either category price, low to high, high to low, or by name, okay? And if we go on our white sweat, you can now have the brilliant picture of our product with, of course, the pricing, and you can go and choose the different quantities, okay? Here you'll be able to put the product description and, of course, the different specific informations based on the shipping, the deliveries as well, okay? This is a first product, pretty easy. If we look at a second product, a bit more complicated, that an Odoo website could actually manage, is a product with variance, okay? So of course here for our classic black t-shirt, we have different sizes from XS to XL, okay? So what we can do is go over and just take our size. Let's say I would like an M, so I refer to my awesome girlfriend. I'll add it to the cart. Okay. As soon as I add it to the cart, here I can directly see, have a visualization of my cart. Sorry. I can go and continue shopping if I want to. I can also access my cart from here. Okay. Now let's process to checkout, because this is basically all that I found, which is pretty nice already. I can, of course, have a billing address and a shipping address that are different. On our example here, they are the same. If I go to add a new address, I'll just put my address, phone plus 31, street number, let's put of course, zip code. All the information you will need to actually ship out the goods. Country is already set as Belgium. That's perfect. Then I could go to the next step. Now I can actually choose a shipping address which is different. So let's choose the shipping address that we just used now. I'll confirm. You'll be able to add an extra step here during your process to checkout. Basically, this step could be a specific contact form that you want to add, or an obligated accept our terms and conditions for the website as well. Here, regarding the payment when I arrive, so on my demo database, I have a wire transfer. Of course, you will be able to accept other type of payments, such as credit cards, debit cards, Visa, MasterCards, etc. You'll just need to see with the specific payment acquirer that you want to use. So we'll just go ahead and pay with wire transfer. So I'll just go and pay now. And as soon as I paid, I have a sales order number that will be generated by my system. I'll have, of course, my order details, payment informations, and of course, pending here, the status of my order. Okay, so as a client, I can already go ahead and print this order. This will be a first invoice quotation, for our order. This quotation uses an awesome and which is my perfect Odoo layout. Okay, where you have, of course, your own logo, your own company tagline, all of your company details, your client's details, the sales details, payment informations, and of course, at the end of the page, you can add some more specific informations. Okay. So now, once this is done, okay, we could go back directly on our backend, like this. And out of our website, now we'll be able to go and actually process the sale. But for the time being, I'd like to focus more on the sales part of things, and we'll just go on ahead with the point of sale. We will see how to actually make the payments on the back end later on, as well as how to manage the inventory for this black t-shirt that we just sold. So going to our point of sale. Point of sale application is a really nice application, easy to use on Odoo. Let's start right now by creating a new session. So this is the beginning of the day. I'll just go ahead and start a new session for my point of sale. Here on my point of sale, I'll be able to use it both from either a laptop or a tablet, or in desperate times, then from even my smartphone. Okay, so basically it's pretty easy to use. As you can see, here you have all the different informations you need. Okay, first of all, we have point of sale categories that we were able to see here. I have men and women tops. Okay, if I click on women tops, then I'll see all the different black t-shirts I have, of course, with their different variants. So here are the sizes. Variants could be as well colors, of course, or even grams or kilograms based on what you sell. For example, if you sell candy. And we have, of course, our white sweatshirt, which is here one size as it is precise here. Okay. Let's say one of my clients arrives to my to the cashier's desk. Tells me, okay, I'd like to purchase the white sweater. So she handles it to me. Of course, thanks to the hardware, I'll be able to scan. Here, unfortunately, for the demo, I wasn't able to provide the hardware to configure it on time, but no worries. Of course, again, even with the tablet, you'll be able to do your selling in your retail shop. Just go ahead and click on our white sweater. Automatically, we'll have here the white sweater that has been selected. Of course, you want to keep a real good database of your clients. So what you want to do is, of course, ask the client's name. So you can go over here and then check, does my client exist or not in my database? Pretty easy. If I go and check for Grenelle, I can see immediately that I do not have that person as a client in my system. So I'll just go ahead and add a new client, okay? So here, let's take Brunel, Mary. I can take several different informations as the address, street, city, postcode, country, as well, and which is the most relevant for most of you, the email address. So let's go ahead and put an email address. That's gmail.com. A phone number, of course. We can even input a barcode for if you have some loyalty programs that, of course, the point of sale can manage on Odoo. Okay? So once I have everything, and that's the awesome part of it, we can actually add a picture of our clients just to make sure. Once we have everything, we can, of course, save the new clients. And as soon as we save this new client, of course, we will actually set her as our customer. So I've just set it Mary as my customer here. However, apparently Mary forgot to pick up something and I have another customer in line. So what I can do is actually open a new tab and go ahead and cashier my next customer. My next customer is actually buying 2 bow ties, okay? See how I did hit here? Basically, if I want to change the number I take, I can double click here, or as quantity is set, I can modify it back to 1, okay? Can do the same thing for discount or for the price. Of course, thanks to access rights management, not all people accessing to your point of sale will be able to add specific discounts or modify the price. So my second client here would like to purchase the bow tie. Doesn't have time, does not want me to set him as a customer. So I can just go and proceed with the payment. So with the payment here, I'll just go ahead and proceed with cash. Again, we'll be able to manage different types of payments: credit card, debit card, MasterCard, Amex, Visa, etc. You choose it. Checks as well. You'll just need to set that up. Usually you set these payments methods with your Odoo consultant, okay? So here, basically, let's select cash in euro. My customer gives me 30 euros. Automatically, my system will calculate the change. I give 5.8 back. Everything's good. I can validate. And, of course, print the receipt when I have my hardware linked up and go back to the next order. Mary came back. Everything is good, actually. She just wanted to check something out. Now I can do the same thing and proceed with the payment for 30.25. Mary gave me the exact change. So here, 0. And again, validate, print the receipt, go to the next order. Now at Odoo, we know that usually in stores, you can't always have an internet access. Sometimes internet will break down for as short as a couple seconds or a few hours if you're unlucky. So no worries on that. The system will keep up and running, and as soon as the internet will be back on track, then the system will push all the different data that he has been storing during the breakup. Okay. So at the end of the day, of course, you can go ahead and close your point of sale. I'll confirm it. Once my point of sale, of course, is closed, I would like to actually close it definitely for the end of the day. Here, I will be able to go and check the summary of my payment methods, and if everything is good, I can validate the closing and post entries. Okay. Now, once this is done, I can now have a clean state to start back for tomorrow morning. Of course, we'll be able to have some reportings on our orders and our sales details. So here we'll have just a normal chart. The pivot view is my personal favorite because you'll be able to go and first of all check different measures, but of course create your own awesome report. So here I can see that I see my sales per month with product quantity and total price. I like to see as well customers. Okay, I like to see the number of all the customers that came during 1 month, and basically I'll be able to see. Okay, I see that all of them came once, but who knows? Perhaps Mary will come back in 2 days, and basically I will have a better report, and I'll be able to see that she's a recurring customer. Okay. So these are reports you can have, and of course your sales details. You'll choose a start date and an end date. You choose your point of sale. Here we've worked with one point of sale, but you'll be able to configure and add several different point of sales as well as for restaurants. If we go ahead and print it, we'll have our sales details, and here I have everything. Sales details between January 31st at 2:15 p.m. until today at 2:21 p.m. We sold one bow tie and one white sweat. Okay, payments total. I have all my different information that I want here. Okay. Now, once we've seen our point of sale, let's go back ahead and check a bit what happened exactly in our backend. If I go into my sales application, I'll be able to see that I have a sales order. If you guys remember, it's actually is the sales order that we have done with the online website, e-commerce. So here I do have my classic black t-shirt that is for my girlfriend. It is the right size, M. So here what I want to do, since I did a payment by wire transfer, I need to have a manual validation, okay, on the back end. So what I want to do is first of all go and mark it as paid. As soon as I mark this sales order as paid, I will be able, as you can see, to have the delivery order, okay, out of stock delivery to my client order that will be automatically generated by our system. You'll see, of course, that you'll be able to check out the transaction, okay? The transaction for the time being is done, which is pretty nice as you see different status, draft, pending, authorized, done, okay? Even refunding, refunded, error, and canceled. So that will give you a pretty good report on how good is your e-commerce and how many of your clients went to the total purchase, okay? Of course, my sales order now has been validated. I need to create the invoice because at one point I will receive the money on my bank account. So what I'll do is just create the invoice. As you can see here, when you create an invoice, you can have different invoice rules that you can apply. You want to invoice everything, deducted a down payment, or of course take down payments, either in percentage or fixed amounts. You will just obviously go invoice everything, deducted a down payments, but there weren't any, so it is the full amount that we will invoice. I have one last chance to check if everything is good. I can, of course, edit. I can put the invoice date as of today. Who was the salesperson? Here I'll set myself. Sales channel, I know thanks to the sales channel that this is the sales that I've done on my website, meaning that at the end of the day, you'll be able to do some awesome reports where you'll be able to see how many sales did you do on your physical retail shop and how many did you do on your e-commerce. I can now save it. Everything is good. I validate my invoice. And of course, since it was a pretty quick wire transfer, I can already register the payment because on the other hand, I've just checked with my bank and I do have everything. So I'll just go and select the right payment journal. I'll choose bank, of course. You can have different payment journals, credit card, check, cash, you name it. You just have to set them up. Again, that's something you can easily do with your consultants once they show you how to do that. I'll go up and validate, and now my order is, of course, paid. Okay? So once my order is basically paid, what I can now see is I have my orders to invoice and my orders to upsell. Orders to invoice, of course, I don't have anything. However, I will have in my reports, my sales. I can have all my sales, again, pivot view. In February, I want to put them per sales channel. It's already done. I have my website, and I have specifically for February one sale. Okay, I could put in quantity invoiced as well. Here we had 2. Why do we have 2? Because we did have beforehand for the same customer 2 sales on our website. We go back here. Both of them were full invoiced for 52.03. Okay. Now, of course, once the sale is done here, what we'd like to do is, well, what I would like actually as a client is to receive what I just purchased. In order to receive what I purchased, I need my vendor, so basically you, to send out this product. So when you go into your inventory, you'll be able to see that on your dashboard you have 4 different boxes: reception, internal transfers, delivery orders, and point of sale orders. So here in our example, which is the most important at the end of the day, is to go out and check our delivery orders. When I have my delivery orders here, I have, of course, the different delivery orders I have to make. Here I have 2. One is for JFA, one is for JFA Fabric, which are both me. The one we actually worked on was the sales order number 2, as you all remember. If I go and click on it, I can see that it's a classic black t-shirt in size M. So I can go into my warehouse, take this classic black t-shirt in size M, put it into a nice bag, fold it, and of course afterwards put it into a package and send it, okay? As soon as I'm going to send my package, of course I would like to print my delivery slip. So here in one click, I do have my delivery slip. And of course, we keep the same layout, customer address we have, order or origin of the order, the date, product, quantity, and we have everything. You can of course add to this the invoice, okay, for your client, or your client, and I'll show you that just a bit later, can on his own just go and get his or her invoice directly online, okay? So now that I've printed out my delivery slip, I can validate because I just dropped it off to my next door UPS parcel. I'll validate, apply, and now I do have a quantity 1 as done. So basically as out of my stock, okay? So this is the first introduction of how to manage your stock. Delivery orders will be exactly the same as reception orders. Okay, but before we go and look ahead on reception orders and more into purchases, I like for us to go and see a bit how does inventory on Odoo works. So if I go on my master data, I'll be able to go ahead and check all my products. Here I can have an overview of all my products. Of course, I have my white sweats, okay, one size that we have, our classic black t-shirt, okay, with here 5 variants, our bow tie, and of course other products that are miscellaneous products, suppliers 1, which here should not be a product, okay. Cool feature in Odoo. This is a mistake that I made. I do not wish to see that this specific product, which is not one, on my product list, so I can go ahead and archive it directly. Once it's archived, I won't see it anymore here. Okay, now let's go ahead and look at our classic black t-shirt. I'll just go and add the L, black t-shirt, that's better. So on our product, we'll have different information that will be really important for you to manage your inventory and of course moreover your sales at the end of the day. First of all, your product either can be sold or it can be purchased or it could be both. Okay, you have to choose the product type. Of course, if you want to be able to follow how many you have in stock, you need to determine your product as a stockable product. A services product will not have any impact on your inventory, as well as consumable products. Okay, so here I have set my product as stockable products. I have a sales price. I have a category. Here, my category, first one category that we'll see is the category for managing my inventory. Okay, so as we can see, I don't have some categories set for the time being. We could go ahead and create one. Let's say clothing. W clothing for women clothing. I'll create an edit and say the parent category is all sellable products. Okay. Of course, you'll be able to force a removal strategy on a category of your inventory, either FIFO or LIFO. Okay, costing method as well will be able to be done from here. Standard price, either FIFO or average cost. Okay, here we'll just keep it simple. We will not put a removal strategy, nor will we put a specific costing method, if not just the standard price. Next thing, we'll be able to add some variance. Okay, as you all seen when while we were on the e-commerce, on this specific products, I was able to actually choose a specific size. Okay, so here my attribute was size for my tops, XS to XL. Okay, of course you'll be able to create more different attributes like colors, and of course attribute values. So if I have my attribute which is a color, my values will be red, yellow, black, blue, etc., etc. Okay, so you choose. The system will be able to manage several attributes and, of course, several attribute values on one and same product. As for example, here I could add a new line. Okay, and if I wanted to add my value color, I could go ahead and do it. Okay, here I chose to not put to add my color as an attribute on this product, since I decided to put directly the color of the product as the entire product itself. Okay, and just use the size tops. Okay, into my sales menu here, I'll have different informations on my website sales, the e-commerce categories. Okay, here's woman, then woman clothing. I can choose to add some alternative products. Okay, perhaps you like to buy a sweat. Okay, as well with your black t-shirt if we were not able to have it, or accessory products. Okay, something that you will add directly. You'll have your point of sale as well. So is this product available on your point of sale? Yes or no. What is his point of sale category? So this is the third category that we're encountering here. And of course, do we use it? Do we need to weigh with a scale for this specific product? Obviously for a t-shirt, no. But again, if we go ahead with a retail shop that sells candies, that could really be something that could help. Okay, now into our purchases. This is where I'm going to put some information for our next actually application, purchase application. Here is informations on who is actually my vendor for this specific product. Okay, and basically since I have variance for this product, I need to set, well, I have for each variance this specific vendor that makes me a specific price for a minimal quantity. Okay, so if we were to go and do an example, I have my classic black t-shirt XL. My vendor could be actually another vendor as well, supplier 2, for example. Minimum quantity could be 0, and the price could be 4. Okay, their lead time, you choose what you want to put. Here I could put 0. Vendor product name, I'll just go and input the product name that my vendor uses, as well as the code. Okay, which is pretty nice with these purchase rules, is that I could easily go and input, for example, Excel, vendors supplier 1, okay? And the quantity, as soon as I buy 10, the price would actually be 2.5 and not 3 anymore, okay? So if I send close, here what basically I've told my system is if I purchase, less than 9, my price will be 3. Over than 10, and 10 included, my price will be, 25. Of course, it should be 2.5. Sorry for the mistake. 0.5. Okay. Okay, now we have it, 2.5. Okay, so this will be really important for you while you'll be configuring with your consultant, Odoo consultant, to actually map out exactly what are your sales price with your different suppliers, who are your different suppliers, what are the delivery lead times, etc., etc. As soon as we'll have all this, the data, the consultant will be able to actually help you and input all this data and to configure it into the Odoo system. Afterwards, inventory part, here we'll just input the operations, basically the routes. Here we are on a buy route, so basically we do not make to order or buy to the order. If I were to click on both, that means that I do not have any inventory or stock of this specific product. Each time I receive an order for this product, I need to actually order it as well to my supplier directly, okay? So this is when you tick both of them, and if you tick just one, you'll basically just go in order when you need. Invoicing part, receivable, payable, taxes. Here I set my company as in Belgium, so I have Belgium taxes by default. When you'll create your database, you'll select a specific country, and of course, the system will go ahead and select the right taxes if we do have the information, okay? So that's basically it. Of course, invoicing and purchase bills, invoicing policy, and control policy, you'll be able to choose. Into the notes, descriptions for the customer, that will be taken as well on the website, as well as the quotation. Descriptions for the vendors, when we'll do RFQs, for delivery orders, receptions, and internal transfers, okay? Now, last part, which is really important, is our reordering rules, okay? How do I manage my stock within Odoo? Here I can see that I have 19 on hand, okay? But what does it actually mean? If I go and click on it, I can see that it's not 19 of XS or 19 of S, it's 19 of this product. And then here I'm able to see the different quantity, per size that I have. So I have 4 for every size and only 3 for size M, okay? When you start with Odoo, of course, you'll want to update a quantity directly because obviously we'll start with already having some stock. So what you'll be able to do is update your quantity on hand. Here you choose the right variance and you input your new quantity. As you can see, you'll be able to manage different locations with Odoo. You'll be able to create locations, do internal transfers between locations, and of course, do the same thing with different warehouses, okay? Imagine your warehouse, you have a main warehouse on which your e-commerce actually takes its stock, and another warehouse which is your retail shop store. So you need to manage these 2 warehouses. Odoo will allow you to manage both and even more warehouses if required, okay? Now, of course, thanks to smart buttons, we can see that we have different variants, quantity on hand, product moves, reordering rules we've seen, the sales we have seen as well, who or how many actually sales that have I done on this specific product, and here I'll be able to see for each variant, of course. Purchases, for the time being, we don't have any. We'll go to that directly. Of course, on the inventory, we'll be able to have our full inventory at a current time or a specific date. So right now I can see that, oops, I did sell a bow tie too much, okay? So I'll need to adjust my inventory. However, I can see that I do have all of my other t-shirts and my white sweater. One size that we stock, we have it here, okay? Same thing for inventory valuation. Here the system will basically go ahead and take the value of the purchase of your goods, okay? So again, it's either average cost or a fixed cost or a cost based on the different FIFO or LIFO that you'll use and based on the different purchases that you'll do with the purchase application. Talking about our purchase applications, let's go ahead and check it out. I arrive here on my dashboard in my purchase applications. As you can see, I'm on my request for quotation page. We already have 2 requests for quotations. Why do we have both of them? Actually, pretty simple. Here you can see we have a source document, okay? The source document will actually tell us why do we have this specific request for quotation. Let's take the purchase RFQ number 1. Click on it. I have my source documents, okay, which is OP number 7. OP here in Odoo is basically a code for reordering rule, okay? So my reordering rule was on the bow ties, okay? So if I go on my products, quickly check my reordering rule, I do have one. And what does my reordering rule says? On my product bow tie, I can have a minimum quantity of 1, not less, a maximum quantity in stock of 20, not more, and each time I go under my minimum quantity or reach that minimum quantity, then thanks to that quantity multiple, the system will make a reordering rule, so basically a RFQ of exactly 19 or more if I sell more at once, okay? So this is why we have our purchase order that has been created. Here we can see that on hand we have -1, and our purchase order we need to buy 20, okay? So basically this is how it's automatically the system would interpret this is the inventory moves I have. These are the rules that have been given to me on specific products. This is now the action that I need to take, is create an RFQ. So which is pretty nice is like here when I arrive, I can see, oh, apparently I'm missing some bow ties. No worries. I can go ahead and check as we just did. Or of course, since we know that we set it perfectly our reordering rules, then we can just go ahead and send the RFQ by email. So I'll send this request for quotation to my supplier. An email template will be generated by the system with a PDF, taking all this information, of course. And of course, I'll just send it away to my supplier. As soon as my supplier answers back, basically it's either a yes or no. Here it's a really nice supplier and he answers very quick, so it's a yes. I can now go ahead and confirm my order. And as soon as I would confirm my order, I will have 2 different smart buttons that will be generated. First of all, the incoming shipments, and second of all, the vendor bill, okay? Here, unit price is 7. Why? It's because, as if you remember, when we set purchase rules on the product, I've said that for all quantities, when I buy bow ties from that supplier, it's always 7. So this is how I know, basically, the price will be 7. So I can go ahead and create, of course, my vendor bill. Vendor reference, of course, my vendor will send me his own bill. So I'll just go and input his vendor reference. I can go and add a purchase order. However, this will not be necessary here. The bill dates, really important, is of today. The due date for within 2 weeks. Everything is good. Quantity, I did order 20. I can now save. My vendor bill is still in drafts. I'll validate. Now it'll be as open. Okay? So now that the vendor bill is open, we'll come back to that a bit later. We want to see exactly, well, I need to receive my shipments. Okay? Where do I receive my shipment? Obviously in my inventory. So if we go back on our inventory, now in one of our boxes, the reception box, exactly, we will have one order to receive. If I go and click, I do have my partner, so the source location is my supplier number 2, okay? The source document is the purchase order number 1, and here it's marked as ready, hence I put into my system that I want to be delivered within the day, okay? So here it's basically already arrived, it's marked as ready, so I can now validate the fact that I have received and taken under my stock the 20 bow ties. I'll apply. And now I do have into my stock the 20 bow ties. I can easily check that if I go into my inventory, at current inventory right now, I retrieve all quantities. And bow tie, we can see that on hand, I do have 19. Okay. Now to finish, on our invoicing, of course, we'll be able to manage our invoicing for our customers, but of course, the invoicing is for our suppliers. Customers will be here for our sales, customer invoices, credit notes, the different payments, customer statements, okay? Of course, the customers themselves, sellable products. We have the same on our purchase point of view, vendor bills, vendor credit notes, payments, of course, purchasable products and vendors. If I go into my vendor bills, I will be able to find the vendor bill we just created, okay, for our bow ties. It's an open. I know that I need to do the wire transfer. I take out my phone out of my pocket, quickly do it, and I can now know that I've done the payment, so I'll let my system know I did manually a bank transfer, and I can validate. And now, of course, my vendor bill is set in the paid status. Reporting on our invoicing will include, of course, age receivable, paid receivable, tax reports, joint audits, and of course, the invoices themselves. As we've already seen, we'll have either graphs or pivot views regarding our reports. And of course, Odoo allows you to create your own reports, save them as favorites, okay? And you will also be able to put them all in one same application, which is a dashboard application that I'll invite you to use. It's free, and it'll allow you to really have, in one glance, different reports coming from different applications within the system. I think we're all set regarding this demo and presentation. Debbie, should we take a bit some questions, perhaps?
Sure, yeah. Actually, we have quite a lot of interesting questions. I've tried to get to some of the more basic ones, but
Okay.
I think we have specific questions about pricing. One of the questions was, can variants have different pricing that can be changed via imports, or is the pricing of variants related to the original product itself?
Okay, so basically, on a product, of course, we have variants, as we all seen. So let's go ahead and take our classic black t-shirt. Here we have all of our variants, okay? The sales price is set, okay? But of course, perhaps you would like to say, well, for some variants, perhaps not the size, but perhaps some colors, specific colors, or limited editions, okay? You would like to actually input a specific price for that variant, either more or less than the public sales price. So you'll be able to do it directly by using this button, Variant Prices. Here now I am accessing the different prices of my variances, and let's, for example, say that if you buy an XS size, the attribute price extra, okay, so by default the system will always assume it's something that you add. If I put 3, then basically my sales price now for size XS will be 18 plus 3. On the other hand, if I were to, just got this one, modify for my XL and would like for it to be less expensive, I'll just go and put -3. And now the price for my XL t-shirt will be actually 18 minus 3. So basically 15. So this is how you'll be able to manage product variances.
Okay, great. Thanks. We also had another one about reports. Jonathan wanted to know if it's possible to get one field report, which covers both web and POS sales.
As I've explained just before, you're able to use dashboard, basically, where you can have your different reports coming from different applications. Of course, here, what you can see is in our sales, basically, I can group by my different, which is not here, my orders, which is better. I can group by, 2 seconds, confirmation date or something. I think, I'm sorry, Jonathan, just need to go back. Too many buttons, sometimes I even get a bit lost. So, my orders, great. My orders, price list, we did payments. Just go into invoices. Okay, sorry, it's into my invoicing actually, which is better. Into my invoicings, I can actually go and group by sales channel. So here I can see that I've done all my invoices here on the website for the time being. Of course, I'll be able to go ahead and check all my customer invoices as well. But I think most important will actually to use the dashboard, which is here.
Yeah, so you have like a quick overview on everything the
Exactly.
minute you log in.
Yeah. Dashboard is here. From my point of sale, I'll go and create my reporting. Okay, let's say a pivot view. I like to add this one to my dashboard. I'll say order for my POS. And of course, I'll do the same here on my orders for my website. So what I want to do is, first of all, set a filter. Sales channel contains website. So of course, obviously, we only have the ones that we've done were on the website. And now I'll be able to modify the view. Go ahead and put per month creation. And here, perhaps the number, so the count. Just go here and put that. No, sorry. Partner. Go ahead and put our partner, basically, who did it. Favorite, again, add to my dashboard. And here we'll say website sales. Add. And now if I go into my dashboard, I'll be able to have both of them. Of course, the reports that you put into your dashboard won't be frozen. You'll be able to add more different informations.
Yeah, and plus, because this is a demo database, we obviously don't have as much information. With your information, you'll have a much comprehensive view on your dashboard as compared to what we have right now.
Exactly.
We have another question by Arco, who would like to know who has a database with 40,000 items with different colors and variants and sizes. And they're worried that that'll give a huge number of buttons on your POS screen, given the number of products available.
Basically, Arco, you're right, but don't forget that you're able to manage your point-of-sale categories directly on your products, okay? So, for example, if I go here, let's take again our classic black t-shirt, into my sales menu, I'll be able to set up a point-of-sale category. And into your point-of-sale categories, basically, you'll be able to have a hierarchy. So, meaning here, I have my category that is men, and underneath it, I have accessories, okay? So, if we were to put for example, we have woman tops, so basically we should add a first one, which is woman. We'll create and edit woman. I want to add perhaps accessories. I'll create accessories here, which will be for women accessories. And finally, I like to put jewelry. Again, jewelry for women, so I'll put under women accessories jewelry. Oops, sorry. Did that again. Women accessories jewelry. Create. And if I go and put, let's say, a bracelet, I'll choose the specific point of sale categories. Now, if I go back on my point of sale, I launch a new session. I'll be able to have woman. Then within the woman category, I have accessories. And within the accessories from the woman category, I have jewelry. And here I have my bracelet. So you really need to, how can I say that? Map exactly the different hierarchy of your categories within the system so that the system understands how it works. Again, don't forget that we're really speaking about a software. The software will be able to manage 40,000 or even more products and even more variants, categories, etc. But for us, basically humans, to be able to process it, we'll need to have a really good mapping of it and not get lost in all the data.
True. So yes, it's possible, but it has to be intelligently done, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay, another yes, I guess it's a quick yes or no question by Arco, who would like to know if the POS system supports items that are not inventory bound. That means that don't have an inventory.
Normally, yeah, you can sell. You can even sell services on the point of sale. So basically, no worries.
Yeah, like if you have a warranty with the laptop, you could add that on there as well.
Exactly.
And we have one by, I hope I'm not mispronouncing this, Wayaki, who would like to know if it's possible to get sales total by item weight on the POS pivot report.
Sales total by item
Weight.
weight.
Yeah, so the weight of the item on the POS orders. I think,
on a report, you mean?
Yeah,
or?
if this is what I've understood. Maybe this could be something actually you could discuss in person with John. For any questions that are a bit more, I would say,
pretty specific.
It's best to just book a meeting with John. He'll be able to explain it to you in a much more detailed manner than we can do here, because here we are actually constrained by time as well. So let's move on to that. Wayaki, if you'd like, you can just book a meeting with him by clicking on the link that's in the description, and you can choose your time and your date, and there you go.
I'll be happy to call you.
For sure. All right. We have one by Damika, who wants to know, how does Odoo calculate and show profit and loss at the end of the day?
Show profit and loss. Basically here, within our retail demonstration that I created, we won't have specific profit and loss since we do not have basically the accounting and finance part. So it's pretty easy to do with Odoo. We have all legal reports. The system will calculate directly your profit and loss, your balance sheet, etc., etc. That would be a really nice thing to show you. I think that will be a subject of another webinar.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely have accounting webinars coming up. So if you're interested, subscribe to our channel and you'll receive notifications whenever we do one. We should have one coming up in the next couple of months.
Or in the meantime, you can send me an email as well.
Yeah.
No worries, I'll be happy to help you out.
What's actually great when people take appointments with you is that, I mean, you're able to answer their questions in a much more detailed way because it's actually related exactly to your business needs. And this is very general, so we
the idea is really to
detail.
focus exactly on the way you work and how actually Odoo can help your business and on a daily basis. So, I mean, the more information you give me during a demonstration or during a phone call, the better I can actually help you.
Sure. So Damika, again, you can take an appointment with John. We have one by Shameen who would like to know if it's possible to set sales price based on purchase price or landed costs.
Again, here that will be possible. Pretty intense to show, but again,
It is possible, yes. Stuart would like to know if you have a more in-depth demo of an RFQ process. Ooh, okay, so RFQ is something I know that for a webinar it's probably too specific. So again, get in touch with John. He'll be happy to show it to you. If we get to Claude and Catch clients, would like to know if we can place inventory items on the website without the ability to buy them, just for people to see the available items. So much to block the buying
process.
Adding it to the cart.
Basically, yeah, you could. Since basically with Odoo, you're able to show the quantity. You can set a quantity at 0 on your backend, publish the product on your website, and people are able to see it. That's pretty tricky to do. Best way, if I were you, is just like on your website again, drag and drop, put an awesome image, put a little text block, put the price. Easier.
Yeah, or if you just set the inventory at 0, perhaps, and then make it available on the website, just like that.
Yeah, perhaps as well, but don't try to complicate or don't try to modify the nature of a system. Basically, just try to think simple. How simply could you actually print a product on a web page that you don't want no one to actually buy? Then don't make it a product. Just make it a page and explain the product.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, and Alfonso wanted to know if we have a template that we can use to import products and variants from Excel, because there are a lot of fields to choose from when you export in the backend.
True that. Exporting and importing is not easy. Please, it's really not easy to do. Basically, what's most important is usually, and if you have lots and lots of different data like contacts, customers, products, etc., and variants, price lists, Odoo will be able to manage them. But now to input them directly based on Excel or CSV format, the best is to go with a consultant. Okay. Now you are able to find if you type down on your browser Odoo data. Sorry.
Documentation.
No, sorry, excuse me, I need to check that.
All right, let's check
2
that.
seconds.
Data migration.
No, gosh. Here, how to import data in Odoo. So Odoo importation, basically, or Odoo import data. Here you'll be able to see the way to actually do some data importation. Yeah. It's pretty easy. It is pretty easy to read. However, once you go ahead and try to do it yourself, won't be that easy. So please, best is to go with another consultant. Implementation packs that we call success packs are available. Please think about them. The hours do not have any basically validation date, time limit, exactly. So it's better to have a bit of money in the bank than basically being on your own, lose time, lose money, and be frustrated on a system that actually works. But I mean, you do perhaps need help as well.
Yeah. All right, great. We also have one question from Abdu, who would like to know if he can authorize customers to make debts at the company point of sale. So like have a credit, like a credit line running when people buy at the point of sale, when customers buy at point of sale.
It is a possibility now to be really cautious with regarding basically your accounting and when you actually close at the end of the day your point of sale. Okay, the system will not actually really like it. You can't force it. I would not actually tell you to do it. It's better, of course, to be paid directly.
Yeah, for you.
Or keep it just on a notebook next to your cashier's desk. Okay, this person took this item for this much money, and that date this person actually comes back to pay, then you can input it into the system, and the system will actually be really happy because everything is balanced.
Okay, thank you. I think that's all the time we have for today, unfortunately. I know that there's some more questions left, but if you would really like to get the answers, you can contact John. He'll be happy to answer them for you. If you like this video, John made a great presentation, so feel free to like, comment, and share on your social media. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're interested in more webinars similar to this. We often do a lot in other languages as well, so if you don't speak English, you can also listen to the ones in French, Dutch, and German. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you, John, for presenting and answering the questions.
Thanks,
I hope you enjoyed the webinar, and I hope to see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.